Why hello, all of you beautiful people out there, and my loyal minions. It's your hypnogod Mastermind, Fred Lee here with another Fred Talk. Before we get on with this episode, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget to bring that bell icon so you don't miss out on a brand new episode. This episode, we're going to be talking all about Hawaii. Some of you may have noticed in my YouTube short, Instagram, and also recent YouTube upload, it's footage from Hawaii. Now, there's not a whole lot of nature shots or anything. When I first initially did stuff like that, it was more for family and just for us to review and just reminisce about some stuff. So we're going to go over the different islands that I personally visited. I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of what to expect. So if you anticipate on or plan on going to Hawaii and some of the islands in general, here's some things that to keep in mind, and also maybe you'll learn a couple of things or two from this podcast. First island we're talking about is Oahu. That is the first island that I've been to in the Hawaiian Islands in general. Oahu has a lot going on. It's got city life, it's got beautiful sights. Well, you're going to get beautiful sights anywhere in Hawaii, but Oahu literally has everything there. You get the pineapple plantation and all that stuff. There's a lot that goes on that small little island, and you can pretty much drive around relatively quickly. Oahu has amazing food because of how dense the population is, and you're going to get, if you ever go there, this is one udon place, I don't remember the name, but it is fantastic. Best udon you'll ever have for dirt cheap. Without a doubt, you got to check out Oahu if you really want to have a good time and just have an overall well-rounded experience. It's going to be more of the folks that kind of like go to places like Vegas and other cities or countries that give you a hell of a lot of stimulation. Oahu is the perfect island for that. And also, if you're a history buff, Pearl Harbor's there, so you can check out the exhibit and all that cool stuff. Next island we're going to be talking about is Maui. Now, Maui and Kona are two islands that I'll be discussing from this point on, since those two islands are the ones I visited most recently. Maui is mostly land, agriculture, hiking trails, just nature. There are a couple of little villages here and there. When I mean villages, it's just little cities or towns. But overall, you're mostly gonna just be there to just enjoy nature itself. Literally isolate yourself from civilization, and you can choose to do your whole Zen meditation or whatever from going to any part of Maui that's just mostly land. One main attraction that I was recommended to is Warren and Annabelle's Magic Show, and it's a fun little event. Just for a set ticket price, you could have a good time, and if you upgrade it, obviously you can enjoy the little hors d'oeuvres and drinks and whatnot. Overall, that experience is a lot of fun. If you want something to do in Maui and you want to plan something out, Warren and Annabelle's is definitely a spot I'd personally recommend. It's a 21 and over type of deal, so it's similar to the sense of a Magic Castle of everyone in attendance being 21 and over. Nonetheless, it's a good time. Maui is where motion sick or motion sick prone people tend to suffer. The road to Hana. Hana is the biggest waterfall on the island. And to get there, you have to drive through roughly 2 hours of winding roads. I was driving and I got car sick while driving for 2 hours straight. That was literally pure hell. And then, of course, you gotta walk 2 miles roughly from where you parked to the big old waterfall. 2 mile back, so 4 mile hike total round trip. It's cool, it's beautiful, and you're gonna get a lot of bug bites because it's mostly jungle. But it's a really, really windy roads. Not a fun time in that sense. In terms of other activities like snorkeling, anyone that's motion sick won't have a good time on boats either. So going on the boat from the island to the crater, there's a little crater just outside the island, and in that area there's a bunch of fish and stuff that you can snorkel and check out. So going on boat, being motion sick, part of the gig. I'm like, all right, just, suck it up. When we get there, snorkel, have a good time. But the moment I go in the water at the crater, the water is just, the waves are like just so rough that I even got motion sick while swimming. That was the first time in my life that I ever got motion sick swimming. Snorkeling to see the goddamn fish, and I get motion sick. No pretty colors or stuff came out of any orifices whatsoever due to motion sickness because I held everything in. But, after visiting that crater, we moved on boat to Turtle Village, where we go to an area where we see a bunch of turtles. Fortunately, the waters weren't as rough there, so I was able to somewhat enjoy the experience. And then for the rest of the trip in Maui, we just basically found a beach, which if you go anywhere in Hawaii, just peel off to the road, you see water, it's a beach. So just going to random beaches, snorkeling, and that essentially was Maui in a nutshell. If you're a big fan of cookies and sweets, I recommend the Maui Cookie Lady because it uses brown sugar, all natural goodness. You're gonna get all the sugar you want, at least it's natural, but definitely a guilty pleasure. The actual shop itself is like Willy Wonka in some sort of it's like Willy Wonka, take any fantasy art piece out there, slap it together, and that's what you get in this little cookie shop. It's a sight to behold, definitely worth checking out if you want to see cool, pretty stuff. And if you want to get a cookie. And those cookies are handmade. They're about as big as a fist. Like, they're beefy little cookies. Moving on to Kona. On the island of Kona, that's where I got that footage of me doing some magic and also hypnotizing that one chick that you saw. Kona has a much bigger island. There's different cities that you can go off to. So a couple of drives here and there. And sometimes it may take 2 hours to go from one spot to another because of how big the island is. And you also get access to pretty much all the beaches and various different snorkeling spots. So Hilo is one of the cities in Kona. And that spot has one of the best burger joints that I've had on the island in general. And it's up there in one of my top favorite burger places of all time. So I believe it's called Village Burger. Island Village Burger. Holy crap, it's a beautiful blend of, I think it's sirloin, chuck, and other things into a patty. Just from the fresh cows they got out there. Best burgers and fries out there. That's what, Hilo has stuff like that. And even more. Because they're local butchers and all the cows and the meats you get there. It's just a totally different breed of steak and quality beef that you get that you can't get anywhere else in terms of the different states in the US. So if you're a foodie, any island in Hawaii usually is good, but I would recommend Oahu and Kona for a little palate enlightening adventure. Interestingly enough, during my time and when I was trying to get some footage for Kona, while I was at Kona, was the fact that a lot of people used their religion as a cop-out when it comes to just being filmed for just seeing magic and all that stuff. And I kind of was shocked, but at the same time I wasn't. Because I know that several friends of mine that are devout Christians that have been to Hawaii, they enjoy it because of the fact that everyone is like on the same page in that sense. I didn't realize how hardcore everyone was until I got there. Now, do keep in mind, not every Hawaiian there is Christian, but it was very prevalent. Like 90% of the people that I walk up to and talk to say, "Oh, I'm Christian, I don't want to deal with magic," or "You're not doing voodoo or black magic now, are you?" Just stuff like that. Those are some comments that I got initially when I was there, which I found rather interesting. And also the fact that since we went in around October, there's a lot of families and couples and stuff, and YouTube being all nitpicky and all that, I try to avoid minors, and couples, there's always drama. You never know who you run into. You might run into some drugged out weirdo. So just to play it safe, I had to take a lot of extra precautions just to get some footage while at Hawaii. and I had everything with me. Like I had my camera and my microphone, but at that time my phone was just there. It all worked out. Right place, right time. That's how that is. So I'm looking to invest in something for my phone so I can hook up a lav system, because I know they're coming out with a lav system for iPhone and all that. So I'm going to play around with that and figure something out there. But overall, I enjoyed my recent vacation at Hawaii. It was a vacation that I never really planned on doing. And personally, I never really sort out or plan long vacations on my own anyway. I just go through life, figure some stuff out, and if I find something fun to do, I do that. But most of the time, I'm always working on stuff or just making use of my time. That's pretty much how that is for me in general. If you like all of this stuff, and if you found any of these things regarding Hawaii useful, definitely smash that like, share this video podcast to all your other friends out there. For those that are interested in Hawaii and some little things to know about prior to going to any one of the islands. My name is Fred Lee, and thank you for listening to my Fred Talk.